Hey y'all. We almost back already. Can you believe it? Oh my gosh. Married at First Sight just be pushing out these seasons, okay? And then giving us 50 million episodes to go with each season. All right. But that's what we here for. But let me go, through the usuals. Hi y'all. It is Tasha. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, okay? We are almost back with Married at First Sight season 13. This season is going to be in Houston. So I decided to go ahead and watch the matchmaking special this time. I did not watch it the last time with the Atlanta crew, and when I watched some other reviews, I may have missed a few nuggets because I didn't watch the matchmaking special when it came to seeing Chris's representative versus what we actually saw on the season. Yeah, so I decided, okay, my DVR recorded it. Let me go ahead and give it a watch and get introduced to the couples a little bit sooner than just, at the wedding and them getting dresses and all that other stuff. So I'm curious to see what kind of trash we gonna see this season. Hopefully none will be as bad as Chris. He has set the bar kind of high, which let's be honest, none of the men last season were, 100% a great catch. But, Chris was the bottom of the bottom. So hopefully we don't have that. But let's go ahead and talk about the matchmaking special that came on last night or Wednesday night, whenever I'm going to actually put this up. So the experts recap on the season 12 couples and said that, yay, we had 3 successes. And I'm like, so we still gonna count Eric and Virginia? They filed for divorce from what I'm hearing in these streets. So we just still gonna wrap them into being a success because they say yes on decision day? That's what we doing? Okay, that's what we doing, I guess. But we see them conduct some virtual interviews, getting to know some people, asking them what they want, blah, blah, blah. After they go through some of these virtual interviews, they then come do they do exactly 78 face-to-face interviews to try to get to know these people a little bit better. Asking them why they want to get married at first sight, what they're looking for, deal breakers, how important is sex, blah, blah, blah. So they recap some of these participants together. They kind of point out special ones, and I'm like, I think that's going to be the people that's going to be on the season. Don't know. Anyway, they then go out to do some home visits. We see some potential matches. We see some people that are unmatchable. We see a cat wearing a dress. We see someone living in an RV. We see some messy closets, some yoga poses, piano playing. Dr. Pepper goes in underwear drawers, which I really wish she would stop. And Dr. Viviana goes through nightstands, which I really wish she would stop as well. That stuff is real personal. It's cringeworthy. Nobody wants to see it on TV, okay? We can go without. We know what underwear, bras, and potentially vibrators look like. We don't need to see it on TV, okay? Thank you. All right. So they start the matchmaking process. Dr. Pepper, again, she says that they have a good track record. And I'm like, okay, I guess. I think they, maybe had 15 or 16 successful couples out of maybe 50 odd couples. So I don't know what kind of percentage that is. Y'all can do the math, but I guess that's good. I don't know. Anyway, they start with Johnny. I'm going to try to put pictures up over here, guys. I watched it on my TV, so I try to just take some snapshots with my phone so that we can start to get a feel of who these people look like and start pairing the names with the faces, because I know it can kind of take to third, fourth episode before you kind of really get a hang of who these people are with 5 freaking couples. So I'm going to try to put these pictures over here if they come out really well on my phone. If not, I'll try to scour the internet, see if I can find something for y'all to see who these people are, okay? But we see Johnny. He's a 35-year-old IT manager. He has a little bit of OCD tendencies. So you see that he's just very neat, organized. He likes things where they are supposed to be. Everybody has a home. For him, he's looking for a spouse that is goal-driven, financially on track. Because this man said he wants to retire at 40. And I'm like, come find me. Come find me. I want to be a professional vacationer. Okay? I'm down for the cause. Dr. Pepper asks him what 3 to 5 things would need to be in place to be a good foundation. He says to be open-minded, a good communicator, playful, and affectionate. So he seems pretty cool, and I think Johnny's gonna be all right. We then see Dr. Viviana. She talks with Bao. I am going to really try hard to pronounce her name correctly. But her name is Bao. She's a 35 year old. I don't know if they said what her profession was, or maybe I just didn't catch it. But she says, as far as characteristics that she would want in a spouse, she says she wants somebody who's a nerd. That seems to be who Johnny is. She says she prefers somebody who is Caucasian or Asian, and they must be easygoing because she is very critical. And the minute she said that, I was like, remember whole bossy Brianna last season? Now we got somebody who is super critical, who not only wants to date, but wants to get married. And I'm like, oh God, this is gonna be rough. But anyway, she says that, she's dated a lot of people. She has a list of people because she does not want the person at the end of the aisle to be someone that she knows. How much you want to guess? She's gonna know Johnny when she gets to the end of the aisle. They already setting us up for the okie doke. I can already see it. But anyway, she says that, she's dated quite a few people. She's been almost married like 3 times. I don't know what that means as far as they asked her to get married and she said no. She was actually engaged. She had planned a wedding. I don't know what that means, but that's what she says. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But anyway, Bao and Johnny are our very first match. Next up is Mirla and what's the guy's name? Gill. Mirla is Gill. Mirla is a 34-year-old leadership coach. She says on a scale of 1 to 10, sex is a 10. She is tired of being at home alone. She wants someone to cook dinner for her, and she wants them to be able to eat together. She does share that she grew up in a domestic violence household, so she definitely does not want that. And not gonna lie, it made me cringe a little bit when she said it, because I'm like, have you gotten therapy for going through that as a kid? So I was glad to see when Dr. Pepper asked her how she handles that, because based on that experience, I think that she may have the potential to shut down with a spouse if things aren't going right. Or we could see what Paige kind of initially was, where I'll make it work by any means necessary as long as there's no physical violence involved. I want this marriage to work. One or the other, but we'll see what happens. So, of course, they want to pair her with Gill. He's Mr. Firefighter, and it says that he is just very caring. He is also 35. Well, she's 34. He is 35 years old. He says that physical attraction is important to him. And I'm like, okay, let's not go down this route again either, Chris. But Dr. Viviana, she does ask him, what physically do you want to see in a woman? And basically Gill says thick thighs save lives. That's what he looking for. So I was like, okay then, Gill, I'm mad at it. They do mention as they're getting ready to pair them up that Mirla seems to make significantly more money than he does. I don't know what a leadership coach is exactly, because that's what she does. And of course, we know firefighters do not make a lot of money at all. It's more of you're just passionate about that. So they're hoping that they don't think it's going to be an issue. I, on the other hand, was like, I don't know about that, because when they did the home visit with Mirla, she had lots of luxury handbags, high-end luxury handbags and things in her closet. So if he does not make enough money to be able to supply that, I'm not sure if she's going to be okay with that. She may end up being, but it seems like if you were able to supply that yourself, you would definitely want maybe a potential spouse to be able to supply that for you. But nonetheless, they match them up, and we'll see what happens. Next up is Ryan. He's a 35-year-old oil and gas liaison, and he has the cutest dog. It looks like a mixture between a poodle and a golden retriever is what it looks like. It's such a cute little fluffy dog. But he says he had previous relationships, things just didn't work out. I really wish Pastor Cal would have prodded a little bit more of, really why aren't these relationships working out? And then what are you doing differently, or what are you then going to be looking for in a spouse that's different from what you had before? But I don't know. But they call one of his friends, and one of his friends says that he is ready to get married. He's been ready for a long time. He thinks that he'll be a very affectionate husband, and then kind of just slides in there that he's kind of dated 1,000 or 2,000 women in Houston. And I'm like, wow. So will you know your spouse at the end of the aisle as well? But he says that he's just waiting on a feeling. That's why it has not happened yet. And again, I want more information. What is a feeling? A feeling is not something that's necessarily tangible, and feelings change. So I want people to be a little bit more concrete in what they are looking for so they can truly identify that in a spouse. Maybe maxing it too much. I don't know. But his match is going to be Britt. She's a 33-year-old teacher and volleyball coach, seems to be competitive at every single thing. She has not dated or even kissed anyone in over 2 years. Initial impressions with the two of them being matched, she's like very lively, seems to be pretty wide open as far as like, I'm all over the place. We partying over here. We partying over there. I'm going to be loud. I'm going to be boisterous and all this stuff. And he seems to be a little bit more quiet. So I just really hope, again, this is not a opposites attract nonsense that they like to do. And then this just ends up being a disaster all the way around. But anyway, cheers to couple number 3. We now meet Rachel. She's a 33-year-old special education evaluator. She says her past relationships didn't work out because sometimes she put her friends before the person she was dating because she was very outgoing. So therefore, if like her friends wanted to go out and she wanted to go out, but maybe her partner didn't want to go out, she was like, peace, I'm out. You can stay home if you want to. So Virginia, I don't know. But she also says she tends to rush things. So like after like a month of getting to know somebody, she's kind of like, what we doing? Where we at? Do you like me? Do you not like me? Are we going to get married? We going to keep dating? What we doing? She's rushing things instead of just slowing down and really just taking the time to get to know someone and maybe letting it organically happen and fall wherever it may fall. I don't know, but I just want her to relax. Her biggest fear is that her potential spouse will not like her. She did share that she was 4 months out from her last relationship and she found out that he was cheating. So then she broke it off. So she says she's completely done with that person. I really hope so. As far as breaking ties, they didn't share how long that relationship was before she found out he was cheating, and they've been broken up now for 4 months. So I would like to know that piece. And also really her true feelings are, because if it was a longer relationship, then she may still have feelings, because it's different when you kind of just grow apart from each other and you're no longer interested. But when you find someone cheating, it may be a little bit harder to break ties because you were not necessarily looking to separate. So I just hope that is just completely gone and she doesn't bring in any baggage comparing the two or anything like that. We then meet Jose. He's a 35-year-old mission flight specialist. He's been single for 2 years. He says he came on Married at First Sight because he found out he was picking the same things and it wasn't working. His deal breaker is cheating and just not being honest. So on my initial impression, I liked him. So I hope Jose does not disappoint me, okay? But the one thing I didn't like is the experts kind of started again with this, oh, Rachel's more outgoing and he's a little bit more rigid. So hopefully she can bring out a little bit more playfulness and he can bring out, a little bit more structure. And I'm like, can we stop with the opposites attract and give people what is compatible for them? Because I don't want to go down this route again this season, okay? And I was just like, oh God, please don't let this be another Eric and Virginia. Next, our very last couple that we are picking and going to be introduced to, it is going to be Michaela and Zach. Now, Zach is a 27-year-old who is in finance. And y'all, if my pick came out good, y'all see Zach is kind of cute. Zach is kind of cute. Yes, for the chocolate. He says that his parents have been married for 28 years. And he's said that they've shown him a good example of what marriage is. Like, I truly hope so. And it's not just because they stayed married. That's a good marriage, because that ain't good enough. But he says he's picky. He's always trying to find something that is wrong. And I'm like, sir, you go looking for something, you're going to find it every time. So I'm going to need you to stop doing that. You will not like everything about everyone. So get that out your head right now and stop looking for something where you know you are going to find it. Like, stop it. Dr. Pepper then asks why he is single once the experts kind of get back together, because he seems to have everything going for him. Good job, good looking, young. He has a nice body, working out, all this stuff. So it's like, why is he single? And Pastor Cal says that he states that Zach says that the timing has always been off. And I'm just like, again, I want to dig deeper. Why has the timing always been off? You're only 27, so it's not like you've had, so many years to establish a career or something like that. You're not in your, late 30s, early mid 40s or anything like that, to now be such in a different headspace. So I'm like, what is it about the timing, and why is now good timing for you to get married? Y'all not asking the right questions, or editing is taking out all the good stuff. I need to know. They pair him with Michaela. She's a 30-year-old realtor. She does say she can be bratty at times when she doesn't get her way, so she needs someone that is going to be patient with her. She also says that she can self-sabotage, and although some people that she's been with previously, she kind of knew it wasn't going to work out with them, but she kind of continued to essentially waste her time with the person, although she knew it was not going to go anywhere. And I'm like, girl, that ain't what we want. She is very, very beautiful. I think her and Zach will be a really, really cute couple. I absolutely hate that Pastor Cal said, oh my gosh, even when things get shaky, I mean, they're both two beautiful people. And basically, I think, they'll just be so hot for each other that they'll just get past it. And I'm like, Pastor Cal, really? We know sex is not the answer. Sex cannot cover up true issues. So can we just not? Can we not? Y'all getting on my nerves already. The final 30 minutes of this episode, we see the experts basically telling all these individuals that they've talked about that they've been chosen to be married at first sight. So Dr. Pepper meets with Michaela and shares that she's getting married, and she's so cute in her little shawl. She got a little wash and go going. She's just so cute. She cries, they toast. Pastor Cal goes to see Zach, and, is kind of playing with Zach of making sure you have no entanglements. She says that he's cut ties with everyone that he's been talking to, trying to, prepare for the show. So he go ahead and shares that he's been selected for the show. Next, Brett and Ryan are told that they've been chosen for the show. And I'll be honest, I am just not so sure about this match, kind of just based on what I discussed earlier seems like the personality of the two of them, but she just seems a little bit so much more aggressive than he is. And I'm not saying aggressive in a bad way, but if y'all watch I believe they were on the Charlotte season, if I'm not mistaken, but it was Beth, and Beth, who was, if you've ever heard any of the one-liners who say, you just like to have basic Caucasian sex, that was Beth. And that's who Brett kind of reminds me of, is Beth. And I'm just like, I hope she's just not too much in your face for him, because he just seems so much more laid back. But we'll see what happens with him. Next, Bao and Johnny are informed that they're going to be matched. I think this is going to kind of be a cute little match. I just hope that she can really relax, because she just seems to be so uptight and so picky about what she wants. So I just really hope that she can relax. But then on the other hand, Johnny seems to really be nice and laid back and easy going enough that I think he can hopefully balance that out with her. But man, this whole list that she has going on, I hope she can overcome it, because Dr. Pepper does ask her if she's, now ready to be married, because based on the list, it seems like nobody will be good enough for her. And she says that she is, I think she said she's done the work, or she acknowledges, that's a flaw. But again, I'm like, if you acknowledge it's a flaw, are we then going and asking what are you doing to work on this, or what work have you done? Not that just, I want to work on it, and I acknowledge it, but that's as far as we going before we jump into a marriage in 2 weeks. But okay, I'm just hoping everything goes. Bao, she seems to be open-minded enough that I think she would be okay with kind of making those tweaks and adjustments that need to be made for her to have a successful marriage. At least I hope so. Johnny says that he does want to work on his control issues, just because not controlling and telling somebody what to do, but just having things where he wants them to be. So just kind of that OCD that he wants to work on. But again, they have not stated what he's done or how he plans to do that, but maybe they'll figure that out together. Michaela and Gill are next up. And again, they think Gill's laid back lifestyle will kind of balance out Michaela's upscale life. And I was like, okay. They do share that Gill was in a situationship about 6 weeks ago. He said he's cut ties with that person. So hopefully no surprise babies this season, but he looks, in his little firefighter outfit that he had on, his little hat and t-shirt, you see his little muscles. He looked kind of cute, but still not my type, but he did look kind of cute. And then when Pastor Cal goes to see Michaela, he then throws in this whole entanglement thing. I'm like, is this Pastor Cal's new favorite word, entanglement, because of Will and Jada? And sir, it's old. Stop it. It ain't funny no more now that you've done it like 2 or 3 times at this point. Stop it, Pastor Cal. The last couple that are told that they are being matched is Rachel and Jose. And I like them together for the most part. The only thing that makes me a little bit nervous or have any reservations is because Rachel seems to have, they say that she's done work on herself. It seems like she's continuing to do work on herself. And sometimes in certain aspects of what we've seen, it seems like she's unsure about herself, or she lacks a little bit of confidence. It could be because of the weight. They stated earlier in the episode that she had lost a lot of weight recently, and maybe she's still adjusting to the way that she looks now versus however she looked previously. I don't know, but I'm hoping that she doesn't let that get the best of her. But also on the other hand, Jose seems to be a sweet enough guy and a nice enough guy that he would reassure her in those areas that she feel like she's lacking a little bit of self-confidence, to help build her up a little bit more. So I think overall I like them as a couple, but y'all know how it is. We'll see what happens as the season go on. So next week is going to be the kickoff special. I have not decided if I'm watching it yet. That's going to be where they basically have I can't remember the guy who did the reunion. They have him coming on with 3 other people, kind of just giving their thoughts and looking at some snippets from the season and seeing, who they think is going to match, who is going to stay together. So if I do watch it and I feel like it's review worthy, I'll come back and we'll do a quick little review next week. If not, we will officially be back in 2 weeks when the episode premieres with the weddings and all that stuff. So y'all, I guess we here and we back already. I feel like it came back so fast. Like, I feel like we just had the reunion in the last episode for Atlanta. Like, was it just a month ago? Like, oh my God. Yeah. Married at First Sight is, they getting this ad money. You hear me? Okay. Striking while the iron is hot. But if y'all watch the matchmaking special, let me know what your thoughts are about it. Let me know your initial impressions of these couples. What do you guys think? Who do you think is going to make it? Do you have a favorite already in this bunch of people? I don't think that I do quite yet. I need to feel them out a little bit more. And then maybe after we've seen all the weddings and we see how they communicate with, their friends and family members and things like that, I'll see if we have anybody that stands out. But as of right now, not quite yet. But again, let's chat it up in the comments. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you in either 1 or 2 weeks. I don't know yet. Till then, catch you later. Peace.